Good evening, guys. So this is our lecture 2 of the Fortinet and Palo Alto class. Okay, the class 2 of Fortinet and Palo Alto, right? So in first class we just gone through the course content, right? And give the basic overview of GUI interface of Fortigate. Fortigate means like Fortinet is the OEM, or you can say vendor, and the firewall is Fortigate because this is the gateway device of network. Okay. So in today class, first of all, I will explain you about the installation of the lab. Okay. So how we can install the lab at laptop or desktop. So maybe you have laptop everyone. If someone have desktop, so they can also install, right? So the first of all you need VMware, right? VMware workstation. So there must be VMware workstation on your laptop available. If you don't have, I will provide you. That can be 14 version or that can be 16 version with the license. Okay, so I will share that with you. And the first, after that you can use first of all you can use EVNG or you can use Peanut Lab. So you can use any one of them. So in EVNG you have to use community version, and Peanut Lab is also like normal version you can install. So both are the simulation tool for any practice of router, switch, firewall or any other device. Those are compatible with these tools. Okay, so normally I'm using Eve in my case. So you have to download this, give you the basic idea which is better for you, or like what features you will get. In Eve community you will not get many features. Okay, like this is the Eve community edition, okay, which is 6.0 version. So you can use here any link of them and you can use that. Just a minute, no need to install, stop it. Actually this is starting download. Okay, so you can use this link or you can use this link. Okay, so just I'm giving this link and I will collect the information on one page so I can share on group after the class. Okay, so you can download it from here or you can download the directly this link. Okay, after download you have here workstation on the laptop. So right now I have workstation and I will share the license file of it. But you need some configuration or hardware configuration of the laptop that is that must be compatible or also must be supported. Okay, so I'm using here version 16. Okay, and after that you can use here like I'm using Peanut Lab. So you can use Peanut Lab or anything. So how you have to install here, you have to move to the file. You can create here virtual machine. So if you are creating the virtual machine, that means this is for ISO file. So there are two type of file, one is ISO and one is OVF file. Okay, so if you have ISO file, just you have to do these steps, like you can create. Okay, you can give here the file, where is the file located. Okay, and after that like you can give the information. So I will just check it here and next, and here you have to give this is the Linux base and Ubuntu in both case. This is the path and give the name of the machine. Next, and here you have to give the hardware resources, like you need to give around 300 GB storage. Okay, if you are using Peanut or that, and you can customize the other hardware resources like memory and the processor, and make sure in processor this is check-in, because this feature is going to allow the all the appliance, those are firewall and some iOS devices, so you can run those. Okay, and that must be like in comparison of 2 and 2, like the processor must be you can select here any number that is available on your desktop, like 4. So there must be 8 core, so it will use 8 core on laptop. So you can check in the processor of laptop how many core you have. Okay, and similar you can use the memory, and then you can install it. So I will give some other videos of YouTube so that you can follow. Okay, so wait a minute, I don't want to use it actually, so I can delete it, just remove it. Okay, so we are not using it here. And after that you can power on the device, so it will ask you few steps. Okay, so I will share a video that you can follow. And the next is, if you want to use the Peanut Lab, so move to the Peanut Lab, and here is the download option, right? So in download option of the Peanut Lab, you can download the image. So these are the like normal steps. If you go through the page, you will get the steps. Okay, check these things. Okay, and here you can give the other things like what the hardware is going to support and all these things. So that is on your VMware, and that is on the ESXi if you are using any virtual server. Okay, but you are using this, and the file is in OVA format. Okay, and here you can download the file, so you can get this page as well. Okay, so the upper one is for EVNG, and the next is Peanut Lab. Okay, so you have to download any one of them, and then you can install it. After the installation, now you need to upload the images, guys. Okay, so if you are going to upload the images, so image will be available on this URL. Okay, so this is lab hub. Okay, you have to add-ons, and here is the QME. So here you will get all kind of images, so you need to move into the Fortinet section. Okay, and here is the okay, here is the Fortinet section. So you can choose any image which you want to use, like these are FAC image, FAD image. Okay, but if we are going for the firewall, so that is FZT for us, and we are discussing here like this version, that is 705. Okay, 304. So you have to download this image. Okay, once you download, extract the image, and you have to upload this image through a tool on your EVNG or on your Peanut Lab. So how we can do that, let me show you. So currently I am using here one jump server, so this is my EVNG installed. Okay, so like suppose you have already some images downloaded, right? And now you need to use here one tool, that is WinSCP. So WinSCP is globally available if you check on the internet. Okay, and when you use WinSCP, you need to give the root credential, because during the installation of Eve or the Peanut, you have to configure a root password. So you have to log in here with IP address. Okay, the username remain root, and the password whatever you are going to be configured, and port number is 22. Okay, so you have to log in it. And now see here, actually I am in directly this mode, so just let me move to the out where you will land. So normally you land here, maybe sometimes you land inside the root, right? So you have to move to the outside, and in this here check the OPT section. Okay, and move under OPT Unit Lab, and under we have add-ons, and here we have QME. So QME have like all the images, maybe I have any image. So these are the Fortinet images, right, which I am using, and here are I have other images on my laptop. So I can move this image here. Okay, I can upload that image, like I want to upload okay, let me delete this one. Okay, so we don't have this image, and now I want to upload this image, right? And just let me copy and paste here. So hardly it will take a few seconds. Okay, so once you have uploaded the image through this tool, so you need to take CLI access of the tool, like I'm using here EVNG. So this is IP address of EVNG, and you have to take SSH of it and log in with the root credential. So my username is root and password is evin small. Okay, EVE. And after that you will land in this page. Here you have to run this command, /opt slab unit lab / vapors slab unl vapor. Okay, -a fixed permissions. So once you run this command, like now you are eligible to use this image, because you have uploaded the image, but you need to refresh the images as well. So that is the fixed permission command, which is mandatory in Eve. But if you are using Peanut, in Peanut you can directly upload the image, you even no need to run this command. Okay, so now we have done these things, and if you check, okay, let me down the page, refresh the page, and now move to the nodes. Okay, so here I'm using the node section, and here I have FortiGate. So in that I have multiple images like this. I have uploaded this I uploaded yeah, this image I uploaded, this image, right? Not this, this image, but I'm using here 0.5, so you can use any file. Okay, so click on the file, and here you can give the name of the firewall. So this is like my Fortinet firewall 01, okay, for me, and number of the device. And after that you can give here CPU is 1, this is RAM, and these are the number of the interfaces. So I'm just giving here 5 interface for me. Okay, or just you can add how many units, and after that you have to save it. And here you can check what console, how you want to take the console of the device. So we are using here telnet. Okay, and just save it. So now we have here firewall, and now what next I'm going to do, I'm going to connect some router with it. So I am going to do IOL. So IOL image also visible on the same URL if you check, and the process is same. Okay, so if you move here, this is under the QME and under the add-ons. So in the same add-on section you have IOL image, and you have to move into the beans, and same these are the image, like which image you can use. Normal for L2 you can use this image. Okay, or you can use this image, and for L3 you can use this image, and this is the license file. So don't forget this file, and there is one more file, this is Cisco IO key. Okay, so copy paste this file also, because if you don't copy these files your images will not work. Okay, so the concept is same, you have to copy inside the which section, this is the QME section. So move to the add-ons, and here is IOL section and bin. So you have to copy here, like I have two images, and these two are the license file. Okay, so once you copy paste, and you can run the fix permission command, and then you can start using those images. So here I have IOL images. I'm going to select here 3. Okay, because I'm going to use router, and number of the nodes like 3, I want to use 3 devices, and just save it. So here is one router. Okay, just a minute. Okay, I'm going to change the name of R4, so it will become R1 for me. Okay, now the next thing, in EVNG you have to stop the devices, and then you can connect the cable in Eve community. But if you use Eve professional is paid, and in paid you have more functions, like you can connect the devices during the power on of the device. Okay, but this feature is not available with Eve community, but that feature you can get in Peanut Lab. If Peanut Lab have devices are on, you can still connect them, there is no problem. Okay, and now I need to connect this firewall with my R1. Okay, so this is the port number of firewall and port number of router, and here is R2, and here we have R3. Okay, and now I want to take access of this firewall through URL as well, like the GUI interface. So I need to connect with my management network. So this is my management network. So what I can do, I can use here one network. So network remain management for me, I can use the same, but make sure when you are going to access the firewall through the management network, don't connect it with port number 1. Why? Because if port number 1 is going to be connected with your management network, and you have internet on management network, then it will ask for license. Okay, so then you will face the problem. So the thing is, just connect with the another port, not with the port number 1, like I'm connecting with here port number 5. Okay, and give the static IP on this interface. Okay, and don't give such default route, so it will not ask the license. Okay, it will not ask the license. Or I can give here separate network, because on my laptop I have a separate network adapter as well. So what I'm going to do, just a minute. Okay, so let's power on the devices. So what I have did here, just a minute. Okay, so this network is connected with my management network actually, but on this port I'm going to be use subnet of 151.7 like I'm using here 11 IP address, and here is my desktop, like the same desktop, and where I have another adapter with this IP address 7 dot like 101, right? So that means this IP address going to be communicate with my this adapter. So in the case of VMware also you have multiple virtual adapters. If you check on the VMware, you have some virtual adapters, like here you have this adapter like Breeze, okay, and netted net1 net2, and you check on your laptop ncp.cpl. So here you can check you have multiple adapters. So these adapter this adapter, this is like virtual adapter for me, and this is also virtual adapter, and this one. So these are connected with your VMware. So you have to check which adapter you are going to be use and which adapter is here, okay? Like this is my adapter number 3, 4 and 5, and accordingly you can check which you are using, like 1 and 2. So the 2 is here, you can connect with this 2 with your laptop, okay, and device will get the, okay, device can get maybe IP address through DHCP, but make sure the internet is going to be available here, okay? So until that I'm going to configure here like what subnets we are using on the devices. So we can use the text format, and like here is the network of 10, okay? So this is my network 10 here, and here is network 20, and here we have network of 30, okay? So I'm going to create some loopbacks on R1, R3 and R2 as well, so we can perform the routing here. So just let me create the duplicate, and here I can create, here is 1, so that is 1.1 at slash 32, okay? And now we have 1.2 slash 32, 1.3 at slash 32, okay, and make a duplicate of it. And here is R2. So on R2 we are going to be use 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, right? And similar we can use for R3, 3, 3.4 slash 32, 3.5 slash 32, and it's 15, and save, okay? So we configured the loopbacks, and the management network is 150.1.7.0 for me, and just change the color so we can remember it, okay? So here is the subnet, guys. So now let's start the configuration on the devices. So I can give management network here, Okay, so I'm starting with the configuration on this router. R2, R3, and here is the firewall. Okay, so let's start with the R1 first. Hostname is R1, interface is 0 by 0. So I'm starting here with IP address. So router have 10.1 IP. I'm giving IP address as per the router number. So network is 10 and router is 1, so it's 10.1. Okay, loopback 1, 1.1 /32, loopback 2, it's 1.2, and here is 1.3. Okay, and I need to give one default route on router so it can reach to anyone through the firewall. Okay, so the firewall have 10.10 IP. Okay, so this is configuration on R1, and similar I'm going to configure on R2. Interface is 0 by 0, no shutdown. Wait a minute, I'm just typing. Okay, so the host name is R2, interface is 0 by 0, IP address is here 20.2 as per the router number, and loopback 1 is 222 /32 and 2.2.3 and 2.2.4. Okay, and now give a default route on router so it can reach to the firewall and the other networks when we will do routing. So that is 20.10. so firewall have 10 IP on every interface. Okay, not on the management but on all the other interfaces. And similar on R3, just wait, it will take some time. Hostname R3, interface is 0 by 0, that is 30.3 R3, and we have loopback 3, 3.4, and the gateway is 10. Okay, so we did configuration on all the routers. I think that is clear to everyone. If you check on any router, they have default gateway and they have the loopbacks, right? You can see R1 have default route, so it can reach to firewall for any subnet, and these are the loopbacks. Similar on R2, show IP route, and we can check, we also have here default route and the loopbacks directly connected. Similar on R3, show IP route. Okay, now I'm starting with the Fortigate firewall. So this is the first login page. I'm using here 703 image, and now let me start with the username. So username is admin and password is nothing, so at the place of password just press enter. Okay, but it will ask for a new password here. So just I'm giving here admin again, and admin. Okay, so we changed the password. And now if you check the interface configuration, show system interface. So see, I did show system interface and I put the question mark after that, and I'm getting here like port 1 is on DHCP. So this is the main port, that is the reason this port is on DHCP. So it will get IP through your management network, okay, of VMware, and it will get connect maybe with internet in that case. So at that time firewall will ask for the license when you go for the GUI access of the firewall, okay, that is the reason. But if you check on other interfaces, that is static and still there is no IP and the ports are up, okay. And the Fortilink is something else, maybe we'll talk later about it, okay, when we talk about the things. So if you check show router, wait a minute, get router info routing table all. So this is the command to check the routing table, but right now there is nothing on Fortigate firewall. So the first of all I'm going to configure my management interface here. Which interface, guys? Management interface. So the command is configuration system, configure system interface, okay. And now you need to use here edit and edit the port number, port number 1, port number 2, 3, 4 and 5. We want to edit the port number 5 for our GUI access, okay. And now here you need to configure set mode command. So like what is the mode of your configuration? So we are using a static mode to configure the interface, and set IP. Now I'm giving the management subnet, so that remain different from my internal network, and here is 11 IP/24, okay. And after that you need to set here, what do you want to set allow access. That means which services you want to allow on port number 5, like what service I want to allow. HTTPS, so I can access the firewall through HTTP or HTTP access, and even I want to use ping, so I can ping it for the troubleshooting purpose, right. And now if you check show, so we did this configuration on this port, IP address, okay, the port, leave these things, VDOM and all, okay. And now just end. So when you do end, that means your configuration is applied on the box, okay. And now if you check show system interface, put the question mark here and see, we have here now like a default route, and the IP and the subnet and the port is up, the port is up, right. And now on my laptop, if I access it, I have two adapters, but both are the part of the management. But on one adapter I configured a separate network who cannot reach to the internet. So here is the adapter set status and details. So you can check, here is 101 IP and this is the gateway. We don't have any DNS, so it can't reach to the internet, and even the network is separated, okay. So I can try to ping here. So what is the command? So command is start with execute. So on normal Cisco device we have ping command, but ping is not working directly. You need to use execute word and then ping, or like execute. After execute you have every type of command, like to check DHCP, to do factory reset of it, right, or to enter, to erase the disk, or ping, trace route, interface, right. So this is the execute command. Execute is like show command here, okay. We also have show commands here, but execute just to execute any task here. So execute ping, and now the IP address of my PC. So we can see we are reachable, so that means I connected with my management subnet. So this management subnet have one adapter with 150 network on the laptop, and this is able to ping. So let me close this page. So I'm using here HTTP because we allowed the HTTP also. And now we have here page, okay. So let me give the name and the password. Username and password both are admin because I set admin password. And now see, when I just put the password, it's asking me to set up the configuration, like some initial setup configuration of the firewall. But if you connected with port number 1 and you have internet access on firewall, then it will ask the license. Okay, but this firewall is like with evaluation license for 15 days. Okay, after 15 days it will also start asking the license, so you need to in that case wipe the firewall and you have to start use the again. But you can just take backup of the configuration in that case if you don't want to lose the configuration, right? Like you have IP protocol policy configuration, anything on the firewall. Okay, okay, so we have here, so I will do it later because I don't want to change the host name, the I don't want to upgrade it right now, so just make it later, right? And now here we are using 40 OS, that is 700. So like if you want to go through the overview, so you can go through it, but this is only working when you have internet, right? So just don't show me again, and okay, because we don't want to use it, right? And now if you check, we have here access of it, and we have features. Okay, so first of all I'm in the dashboard section of the firewall, and in status, so we have system information, what is the host name of the firewall and the serial number. So this is version, it's 705, my bad, 705. Okay, 705 is the image, and this is in netted mode, and the system time, okay, uptime, we don't have any WAN IP right now. And here you will get the license details, which license the firewall have. So when you have license on the firewall and the firewall is connected with internet, so that time all license will visible here, and those will be in green, so this must be in green at that time. Okay, so right now it's unable to connect with the FortiGuard servers because we don't have any internet on the box. Why? Because this is virtual, and we don't have license for that. That is the main reason. Okay, but right now if you want to change like few things on the firewall, like you want to change the host name of the firewall, so just right click here, sorry, just click here and configure system in settings. So here we have to move, so that will put me in the system. Okay, and here I have setting, so that means I want to change configuration of this system. So I can give like name is FW01 for me. Okay, let me remove it. Okay, okay, and later on I can change the time zone, which time zone I'm in. Wait, yeah, it's okay, and you can set here NTP or manual settings for time. Okay, and you can define the FortiGuard, or by default it's the FortiGuard, the IP address of the FortiGuard. Okay, the public IP, and the time synchronization with FortiGuard. Okay, and you can set other configuration like I have here. Wait, yeah, so administrative settings we have for HTTP and HTTPS. So publicly, whenever we have firewall, so we always open the GUI access of the firewall. So this is firewall, and it's connected with internet for me. Okay, because we have internet connection on firewall. So maybe I want to access the firewall through this interface, the GUI access I'm talking about, or it can be the CLI access, right? So during the GUI and the CLI, we need to change the port number. So for GUI, we never recommend this one. We use HTTPS, that is by default 443. So I can change this port number here. So whenever I'm accessing the firewall, so I can set here like 4, 2 and 3 something, or not this, I can put the random port number here, 5, 7, 6, 8, like this. Okay, so I can change the port number. Okay, and even for the CLI, if you check here, we have the port numbers. And what are the port number? 22 and 23, those are the default port numbers, but we can change them, and the timeout is here, that is the 5 minutes. Okay, if you have telnet connection and that is idle, so it will lose the connection, right? And we have here, okay, the language is those we have, just you can apply after that if you have changed. So we changed the here host name, and now you can see the host name is changed here, right? So we have this host name. Just a minute. Now so we have changed the host name of the device, okay, and we have changed the time, and that is even reflected on the device, so we have changed it, right? So the what next we can configure here, if you check in the network, okay, dashboard is actually giving you the dashboard like the status of the firewall. So this is the change name, serial number, and the firmware, right? And after that you have security. In security, like we have not added everything, so you can add here whatever you want to check. So with time we will see, maybe I want to check the 40 view policy or something else, like I have multiple options here. This is my fabric, and okay, in security I have maybe DHCP, DNS, and anything. Okay, like I want to check my interface bandwidth, so I can add it, and I can specify my interface like I'm using this interface and add the basis. Okay, so now you can see it will show you your interface here, and where it is, it must be visible here. See, so how you can add any features, and will show you the inbound and the outbound traffic. So right now we are not sending any traffic through it, so that's why there is nothing. Okay, now in network you can add more things, like you have routing table, DHCP things. Okay, so okay, we will see, like we have SD-WAN and IPsec configuration. So now let's start with the configuration. So now we have here interface. Under the network I have interface. Okay, so these 5 interfaces I'm using currently on the box. Okay, if you check, I have port number 1, which is not with any IP address. So how I can configure my port configuration? So click on the port, and here you can give your name. So this is connected with my like R1 router. Okay, and I'm going to give here manual IP address. So the IP is 10.10, if you remember the subnet is 10/24, right? And after that you have here features. And what are the features? The features are like what you want to enable on the port. So port have like HTTPS enable, FMG access enable, HTTP, SSH, ping. So I don't want to use every feature, just I want to ping or maybe SSH it. Okay, so I have enabled only these two. And after that, if you want to configure DHCP pool on this interface, you can configure here and you can enable it, and now you have to make it okay. So if you check, the port 1 is configured, and see the port 1 is here, R1, the alias name, the port number 1, physical interface is configured with this IP, and you can see the admin access have ping and SSH only, and we don't have any DHCP client and range here. Range is actually the pool range, which pool you configure on the interface. Okay, and the reference 0 is here, that means still this interface is part of not any VPN, any policy. When it will call inside the VPN policy or any policy rule, so that time it will be shows as your reference. Reference means where this interface is called, in which configuration. Okay, and similar, let me configure quickly my interfaces. So let's start with our port number 2, which is connected with the R2. So this is with R2, and this is 20.10/24. Okay, and just this is enabled, so I no need to enable anything else. Port number 3, it's with R3. The subnet is 30.10, right, /24. So I can make it okay. Okay, and we are using these three interfaces, so management is already configured, but I forget to enable on this interface ping. At least let's enable the ping so we can check the firewall is reachable. And then port number, wait, what's wrong? Okay, port number 3 as well. Enable the ping. Okay, so now we have enabled. So these are my directly connected network. If you check under the dashboard and network section, so here you can see we have 4 total routes. So just expand it. Okay, and you can see directly these are the routes connected on the firewall. So 10 network, 20 network, and 30 network, and one more your 50 network, right? And as per the port number. And if you see, the gateway is nothing because these are directly connected, and these are the respective interfaces. Distance is 0 because they are directly connected, and type of connected networks. Okay, and the same thing you can check on the CLI. So here also you have CLI option. If you check, so if you click here and you say get router info routing table and all, so it will show you all routes. So I have just these 4 routes right now. Okay, these are the 4 routes we have. Okay, and these are directly connected for me. And if you check show system interface and the question mark, here you will get, okay, all the interfaces are configured, like these 3 interfaces are configured now with IP address and the mask, and those are enabled, right? So that how you can check. And if you check if you enter this command, you will check all the interfaces configuration. So what I did, I use here this command show system interface. So now we have here port number 1, this 10.10 IP. Okay, and port number 2 with 20.10 IP, and you can see the access set is only enable the ping. So similar, you can configure the interface through CLI as well as I configured the management, so the pattern remains same. Okay, and like on port number 1, maybe I want to enable other services because only ping is enabled here, right? So like I want to enable here HTTP HTTPS. So what I can do, I need to move under the configuration systems. So I can configure through CLI also, and I can configure through GUI also. So I'm just showing here from the CLI. So add it. So check what is the port number. So port number is 1, right? Okay, and you have to set allow like HTTP HTTPS ping. Okay, and yeah, that is enough, and just make it end. Okay, and now check show system interface, and you can see we have here now features enabled. Okay, so that how we can enable from the CLI also. The same configuration is available here. Okay, so I hope there is no doubt in this configuration. Okay, so the next thing is about the device. So what about the device? Like I just configure this configuration, the IP address on the interfaces. So now I want to move under the system, and now okay, not under the system, I have here one option, that is admin. So admin option have here few things like the system. So you can reboot the system, shut down the system, and you can check the firmware or the processor monitor. Okay, so like you can check the processor monitor, the CPU. Okay, the CPU is this percent memory and the status. Okay, so you can check these things here. And after that, like you want to take backup of the configuration. So how you can take backup of the configuration of the firewall, because we just did the configuration of the interfaces. Okay, so just I want to take backup, so move to the configuration and here is the backup, right? So you can take backup in the local PC or in the USB. So USB option is not here because this is the virtual firewall for me. So I can click with the local. So local is now going to be okay, and it will download a file for me. So the file is the host name of the firewall, okay, and the version you can see. And after that we have here date 2025. Okay, it's 05 or something like this. Okay, so you can open the file. Right now I don't have notepad. Yeah, maybe I don't have notepad, so you can open that file in notepad. Let me check, it must be here. Okay, and you can check. So see, we have here version. So this is the version, the firewall. Okay, and the configuration file version. Okay, and here is the global configuration. So this is the alias and the host name, right? And then these are the default policies actually on the firewall. If you check, wait a minute, so we have here the port configuration. See, this is my port 1. I configured these configurations, right? Port 2 configuration, port 4. Okay, so that how you can take a backup. But there is also one option. This file is actually visible, or the configuration is visible, so you can take backup with encryption. So that means this file will encrypt your data. So I'm typing here key 12345. Okay, and key 12345. So now I will download the data in encrypted format. So when I'm going to upload the data again on the firewall, so I need this key at that time, which key I have configured here. Okay, so now data is visible. If you click, so see, the data is encrypted this time. But this data you can upload on the firewall again when you want to upload the same configuration on a new firewall or some other firewall, but need the key is 12345 for me. Okay, so we can do that. And okay, to check this configuration, what we can do, we can reset the firewall. What we can do, guys, we can reset the firewall. So how to reset the firewall? So just move to the CLI of the firewall. Okay, admin. So the command is, okay, before that, like we have interface and everything. So just try to show you everyone is able to ping the firewall or not, because they are connected with the directly connected with interfaces. Like R1 connected with direct interface. Okay, and R2 also connected directly with firewall. So R2 able to ping or not, right? So firewall have 10 IP and R3 30.10, right? Okay, so similar I can try from the firewall. Now the command is here, execute ping 10.1 for R1. Okay, we are able to ping. Execute ping 20.2 to R2, able to reach. Execute ping 30.3, right? So we are able to ping to everyone here. Okay, but still firewall don't have any route. So firewall cannot able to ping the like loopback IP address of R1, R2 and R3, right? So that is not possible. Okay, now what I'm trying to do, after the ping we can now do one thing, execute factory reset. So what is the factory reset, guys? Wait a minute. Execute factory reset. So factory reset means I want to reset the firewall. Okay, and yes, I want to do that. Okay, so now wait, system is rebooting. Okay, okay, so now the firewall is up. So now let me log in. Username admin, the password is nothing, so again I'm putting the admin and admin, right? So now we have access. So again, if you check show interface, show system interface, my bad. So right now there is no configuration, right? So now let me configure. Configuration, system interface. So here we are selecting the again port number 5. Okay, and set mode static. Okay, mode must be static. Set IP, the IP address is 150.1.7.11 in my case, /24. Okay, and set allow HTTP and ping, right? And end. So that we have configured, and let me check again. Okay, the firewall is here, admin and admin, right? So now again we have access, and again it's asking for the same thing. But right now what I'm going to do, we just configured the IP address on the loopbacks, and now I'm going to upload the backup here. So move to the configuration and the backup, and wait a minute, we need to restore the backup actually. So click system and restore, and here you have to upload the file. Just give me a minute, guys, just a minute. Okay, so we want to take backup of it, so let me relog in. Admin and admin, right? So we want to restore the configuration which we did on the firewall previous time. So just I have to upload it and download. So this is the file where we put the password, and this is the normal file. So if you want to put this file as a restore file, so you need to configure here password which we did last time, right? 12345 and okay. So this will restore the configuration, but it will reboot the device. Okay, so just we did, and if you check here, wait a minute, see the system is going down because it will reboot the device with new configuration which is into configuration file. So now device is login with the hostname which we set the last time, right? And now if you check admin and the admin, right? So if you check show system interface and the question mark, so you can check all the interfaces configuration is here, and the management is also from the backup because that is also part of the backup. Okay, but I cited the same IP address during the GUI also. And now we have firewall access, and let me check from the GUI as well. Okay, so you can check under the network. We have again 4 routes. These are the same 4 routes for me which I set for the interfaces. See the management interface 3, 2 and the interface number 1, right? So these are the 4 connected. And if I want to check on my interfaces directly under the configuration part, so I can check here interface 5, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now if this is clear to everyone, so the next thing I am going to, suppose I forget the password of the firewall. Okay, so the next I am explaining you about how to reset the password of the firewall. So is it clear till now everyone, or do you have any doubt? Okay, what I meaning by the reset, suppose we forget the password of the firewall. Okay, so just let me log out and pretend to be we don't know the password, so admin, and that is like admin 123 I am assuming. So there is authentication failure, right? So what you have to do, the first thing, if you want to reset the password of the firewall, so the first thing you need physical access of the firewall. First of all, what you need? Physical access. So that means where firewall is located on the location, you have to go and connect with the console cable, okay. After that you need to reload the firewall, so you have to reload it. So if you want to reset the password, maybe it will affect your current network, so you need a proper downtime in that case. Okay, so you need downtime. After that, when it will ask for login, so at that time you need to put here one command, that is maintainer. What is that, guys? Maintainer, right? And when it's going to be asked the password, so at the type of the password, BCPD and the serial number of the firewall you have to put here, the same firewall serial number. And how you will get the serial number? When you will reload the firewall, so during the reload it will give you the serial number on the console. Okay, so let me show you. So under the maintainer, so this is like just a temporary user who can log in the firewall and set password for admin and set password for admin. So that is the idea. Okay, so let me try for you. So we have here access, so just do one thing, stop it. Okay, and start it, and we have here access, enter it. Okay, so just wait. Okay, see here is the serial number of the firewall. Okay, and now use the maintainer, and it's just let me check. I just, okay, yeah, BCPB. Okay, BCPB, and wait a minute. paste the serial number. Wait a minute, why? The maintainer, seriously, I just messed up. Wait a minute. Okay, and this is, I think, the complete serial number. So just do one thing. Copy it, paste it here. Okay, and now wait, let me reload it again. Okay, maybe the serial number have some mistake, uh, the last part, but I don't know. Okay, yeah, we got now. So that how you can go, and just you have limited access, so just move in the admin. Okay, and under the admin we want to set the password. So what we can do, we can edit. Wait a minute, what we can edit, we can edit the admin, and yeah, we want to edit the admin, and here just set password. So the password is like, for me, admin123 this time. Okay, and end it. Okay, and exit it. So now let's try with admin and admin123. So this password is for both now, CLI and the GUI. So admin password is for both here. So let me try again here also. Username is admin, password is admin123, and you can see now we have access with this password. Okay, so this will give you the error when the device is not reachable to the DNS of Fortinet, right? So when it will show you this error. So I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay, so now just we have login the device again. So the next part I'm going to configure here, like if the devices are trying to ping, like if R1 try to ping to R2, they can't ping because the route is not exist on the firewall, right? So normally I will explain you how you can give the route on the firewall through CLI and through the GUI as well. Okay, so the first thing, you can go to the firewall on the GUI, and under the network portion, right? So under the network portion, like we have here interface, DNS, SD-WAN, and the static routes. So on the static route we don't have anything, so just I can go to the create, and I want to create for a subnet. So like I want to create for loopback 1. So we have 3 loopbacks at /24. Why? Because each loopback is at /32, so I have just given the summary of them, right? And now I can give the gateway. So gateway is the IP address of R1, and it's going to be connect with my port number 1. So it's automatically select the port number 1. Why? Because this network belongs to port number 1 on firewall. That's the reason. And the AD value is by default 10 here for static route, but if you want to change, you can change the AD value. Normally Cisco have AD value 1 for static route on Cisco devices router, and on Fortinet firewall we have 10, but we can change it if we want. Okay, say we have route, so similar I can add for 222/24, that is on 20.2, right? 2112. and you can check the port is coming automatically, but you can select here, click here, it will show you the port number which is your exit interface, right? So you need to give the next hop and the exit interface together and change the id value if you want to change, otherwise not required. Okay, and similar thing you can do from the CLI. So how you can do from the CLI, guys? Configuration router static. So this is the command. Okay, and you can check show. So under that you have already two routes. If you check edit one for network one, right? This is for network one, and edit 2 for network 2. So we have to edit here now 3, edit 3, and here I can set the destination network. Destination network is this /24. Okay, now you need to set the gateway as well. And what is the gateway, guys? Gateway is 30.3. okay, and set the device. Device means the port number. Port number is 3 because it's connected with port number 3, and end here, right? And now check show. Okay, note the show get router info routing table all, or you want to check just static routes. So use the command static route, and here we have these 3 routes. So for loopback 111 I just change the id value 1, otherwise for loopback 2 and 3 I have these. Okay, and the same thing you can check in the routing table here. So move to the dashboard, network portion, and here we have now 7 routes. If you check, we have static routes as well. Okay, and those are with this orange color and the green color for connected. And if you scroll, wait a minute, I think the routes are above. Yeah, see the 1 the next stop is 10.1. This is my exit interface and the distance, right? And the type is static. So we have similar 222 and 333. Okay, so is that clear to everyone? Okay. So the next, now if you are trying to pass the traffic through the firewall, so will it allow you or not? Let me try. So I'm moving with R1. Okay, now on R1 try to ping 2.2. okay, but you can see but now there is no reply. So if you try to debug on R2, debug IP ICMP, and now try to ping again, and okay, let's check on R2. So R2 is not getting any packet, so the reason is your firewall, right? Now the reason is firewall. So let me show you the policy. Okay, just, or I can move to the logs, forward traffic. Actually logs are not visible here. I'm not sure when we can see the logs here. I tried to forward the traffic, just let me repeat it again. Okay, the point is traffic is matching with the default policy, and that's why we don't have any match here, but normally we have on the normal.
Can you go next to details? I think you need to change to memory. Next, no, next.
What
The
next?
one next to details.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the memory. We don't have any something analyzer here.
It will be showing continuous traffic, right?
Yeah, I will check. Maybe this is virtual, so maybe we will see later. Maybe not with the default policy directly, but on real you will see the traffic flow. Or what I can do, I have some debug commands, that is with the diagnostic, debug, flow. I can show. Wait a minute, not the show. That is filter actually. Filter address. And what is the address? So address is 10.1.1.1, right? And diagnostic, debug, flow. What after flow? It's trace, start, and repeat the number like 50 numbers. Okay, come on. Traffic should be here, but let me check first the policy. So here we have firewall policy. Okay, this is the default policy, that is implicit deny. So okay, the logs are disabled actually, and you can see the traffic is matched. Okay, so let me enable it, so we can see the traffic. And now let me check again in the logs and the reports the forward traffic. So see, traffic is coming from this and going to destination 2222, and now traffic is denied, the policy violation, and the policy ID is 000, right? So that is the reason by default logs are disabled on this policy. So now what next we want? So we have to create here policy just to pass this traffic, like these are the total packets, just it refreshed in few seconds, so you can see all the data, right? So let me stop this traffic here. Okay, and now let's create a policy. So because without policy traffic cannot pass through the firewall, so just today I'm creating a normal policy. So in this policy I am moving with the create. Okay, and giving the policy name r1 to r2. Okay, and incoming interface is my r1 interface and the outgoing interface is r2 interface. Okay, source traffic can be everything, so I'm just going to match all means my all loopback, and it can going to be ping all the loopbacks of r2. Okay, service is not defined here, or you can define the services as well, otherwise it will not allow you, because the destination services you need to allow. And after that net is not required right now, we are not using any net policy. Okay, and after that we need to enable the logs. Wait a minute, where are the logs? All session logs. Okay, and enable the policy and the configure the policy. So the same policy you can configure through the CLI also. So you can see we have configured here one rule, so just change it by sequence, so that is visible more accurate. And you can see the name is r1 to r2, so source port is r1 and the destination port is r2, right? And you can see that destination is 20.1.1.10. this is the IP of r2 port, and source is everyone, destination also everyone. Okay, and the all services, the traffic is accepted, net is disabled, and we can use digital certificates just to inspect the traffic on the basis of SSL certificate, right? And the logs are enabled here, and we have 0 byte of traffic till now. Why? Because we have not passed any traffic. So now just let me do. So now we are able to ping, right? Because the traffic is passed through the policy now. The traffic is passed through the policy now, and if you check the logs and the reports, the forwarded traffic, and see, not this traffic, just wait, or you can refresh it. Come on. We have enabled the logs, right?
So what is this showing, sir?
It's showing the past traffic through the firewall and even the denied traffic. Like if any traffic is hitting on the firewall, so it will show you when the traffic is hitted on the firewall, what is the source IP, destination IP, the device types, application type, and the device is passing through which policy. Is it denied or permitted? And it will show later on which policy is passing the traffic or which policy is denying the traffic. So that is like logs for live traffic on firewall. Okay, see the traffic is passing here. So 10.1 is passing to 2.2, and this is this byte of traffic you have sent, and this is received traffic, and the policy is this one. If you click on the policy, it will show you exact the name, the policy, the ID of the policy, firewall policy, name of policy, and security profiles, action, what is the action, then the logs, the first used of the policy and the last used of the policy, the hit count, and the bytes. So if I'm going to make more things, like I just ping the one IP address, right? And I'm going to ping here the third IP because the traffic is same. So I'm using this IP, and let me ping one more IP. Okay, and now if you see, wait a minute, it will take some time actually, the few seconds, 5 to 10 seconds, just to show you. Wait. Come on. Just give it to some time, okay? Then it will show you the output. Okay, so I think this is clear to everyone, or is there any doubt, guys? See, the traffic is here for 2333, okay, and the policy is the same, and for 44 as well. So it will show you host to host actually, okay, and maybe it will show you application to application also. Right now I am not using any application, but I will try to hit on any application. So just do one thing on R to enable some ports, okay. So let me try line VTY 0 to 4 transport input all, okay, telnet and SSH, IP HTTP, okay, IP HTTP, authentication local, right? So we have enabled some services. If you try to hit from R1 to those services like telnet, SSH, okay, come on. Just a minute, I lost the connection actually. Okay, now let me try. So just do the telnet 2.2. So telnet connection is open, right? So if you check again, you have to wait. There is, yeah, we tried. The application is not visible actually. It will show you like applications those we are using, right? So just I'm putting here one port, and maybe I can do one thing. I can try the HTTP. Okay, just exit, not the exit, with port number 80, and the it's allowed. And just a minute. Mm-hmm. Come on. It will take some time again, so just wait for that. Okay, and you can see the logs, or maybe on real firewall you will see the logs quickly. Okay, or maybe on your analyzer device. Come on. Okay, let me try with another IP, or let me close the connection. Yeah, see the traffic is here now, right? So again the traffic is here, so it will maybe just show the some real applications like YouTube, google.com, or anything else, right? So I hope this is clear to everyone, and that is enough for this session.